What is up, you guys? Here we have the second part of our final playthrough of the demo for Unravel, and we're going to pick it right up from where we left off. If you didn't watch part one, go ahead and watch it now. It ends right where this one picks up, and we're back on Yarny's little adventure here. Started back at the tire swing. This is still thistle and weeds. This is the very ending. For time purposes, I tried to edit it down to about 15 minutes. So I'm going to finish up this level right here. And you'll see the buttons that you collect for the photo album. That's a neat little place. It goes, you see your first little dark zone here, shadows and stuff. The little overcast on Yarny. Pretty simple. Got to pull the pellets, it looks like, over here to be able to jump up to get to the next platform. Fairly simple stuff. And this is a little token that you find. They're all over the place. This is a little neat little animation. Sends him flying out to a nice pile of leaves. As you see on the shovel handle inside the wheelbarrow, that is your first little button that goes on the photo album. And you have a nice little animation here where Yarny finds his long lost buddy, I guess you want to call it. And then it cuts back to the house. You get achievements on the demo too. I mean, how awesome is that? Never really got achievements on a demo, so that's pretty awesome. I love them achievements. That's what it's all about. That in the video games a little bit, I guess. But here's the first look at some memories being put into the photo album. I never noticed it, but there's a ripped picture over there. I wonder what happened with that. Old woman must have got pissed off or something. But here's your first set of pictures here. Looks like everything going on around the garden and the treehouse. Little kid trying to run an excavator bucket. And there's the tire swing we started this video out on. There's the greenhouse we went through. And this is going to be the next place. And this is the sea. You got to go back to the pictures over here on top of the bookcase. Got to climb your logs again. Got to climb the little fireplace tools again. There's this one. We apparently only found 2 out of the 5 secrets, so I guess a playthrough would be necessary, but I don't think I'm gonna do it on the demo. Probably have to do it whenever the actual game comes out, which I honestly don't even know the release date. I can't even remember. But this is the sea, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Remember last time in the first video we started out on the front porch. You come to the door. And this one you seem to start out on a rock bed on the side of the beach. So see how Yarny starts his little animations out here. Pretty good looking level. I mean, moss grass, little pine trees, pine cones everywhere, rocks. Here's your first little memory scene. Kids flying, and that kite's gonna come into a pretty neat little animation later. It's pretty cool, I guess. And also Yarny's a litter bug, so it's bad enough that you have to have Yarn running around, but he's throwing out Coca-Cola cans. This level actually has a little bit more thinking involved with it, really, with having to time your jumps, your swings, multiple swings back and forth. And I'm guessing the levels are going to get like that, you know, the more you play out of them. Yeah, I guess it would be only fair for the developer to make it harder as you go along and get used to the game. But I thought this was pretty neat using the telescope, since it articulates, falls down. You could build you a little trampoline here and jump up to the back of the chair, which I don't think that's what you're supposed to do, because I was able to make the jump from the back of the chair. And I don't really remember if you could climb straight up the back of the chair or not. But see, Yarny's coming undone, so he has to refill. And there's the kite I was talking about. After I fall down here and have to rappel back up. The kite's pretty neat. First time I rode it, epic fail. I edited that out. Yeah, here's where I was talking about from the first video. I kept falling down and have to rappel back up. So then I figure out you got to make you a trampoline here to be able to jump from this limb to that limb. And then you get your spool back and you take off on your kite after you fall down and have to rappel back up. But I thought this kite was pretty neat. There's a couple things in this game that have little things like this. There's little neat animations in it. And whatever you do, don't take off through the top of the trees, because you will get stuck and fall down and die. And you have to kind of go up and down to go through the trees. It was pretty neat. I thought that was pretty cool. Then here we are. Your next little set of swings and whatnots. So you got to tie a trampoline here to be able to get up to the next branch up there for the refill of your line or your yarn. And you can see how skinny he's getting. So a little refill and then we're on our way. And down you go. This is a nice little rappel down. That was pretty cool. I like that. To the next branch. And this is an intricate little swing here you got to do. Like I said, there's more and more of these as you go through the game and get further ahead. Look at that rappel, fast rappel. And right here, you have to. I'll show you right here. I didn't edit none of this out, so you know what to do. There's some pine cones sitting over here, and you have to take the pine cones and push them all to the bottom here. So you can build like a little second layer deck to get up there, because you can see right there, one pine cone is not enough to get to the top of the ledge. So I pushed a whole bunch over here, and one so happened to fall on top of another one and gave you just enough room to get up to the top of the ledge. Just like that. Pretty simple. And then I noticed something poke up right there, and I turned around to see what it was, and it's an enemy. It's an enemy crab that's not happy you're out there. So you got to watch out for them guys. They will kill you. And this is the first intricate set of pipes that you have to maneuver. It was kind of confusing at first of what you had to do, because there's a little token underneath the water I'll show you, and I actually died I think like twice trying to get it and trying to do everything. Look at that epic swing right there, straight to the spool. The token is, you can see it flashing right there on the other side of the rock, and it's time to get out of here. And on the other side of this rock right here, whenever you slide down, I don't know if it was just my game or what, but right here it kind of did something weird, and I had to restart. Whenever this fell down, he kept falling over just like that every time I'd get up. So I had to restart it and see what, I don't know. I still don't know what happened with that, but I just got up close to it and jumped over it as soon as I could. And this is the rickety old deck. This was a little neat little thing here. It's all you got the tide coming in, So you got to watch out for the tide or it'll kill you. Um, that plays a pretty neat little factor. Uh, it was pretty difficult, really. I wouldn't say quite impossible because I was able to do it, but it definitely throws in a different little effect there whenever you're trying to time everything with the waves coming in. And there's a button all the way over here to the left that you can get. Um, I guess that's what they're called. That's what I'm calling them, anyways. Is buttons. Um, and the way you got to get to it is you got to go all the way around to the bottom to get to it. You can't just run down from the top because I tried it, and you run out of yarn right before you can get to it. So you have to get down to the bottom yarn to refill to get to it. And this is what I was talking about, trying to swing and time the tide, the waves from the tide coming in and everything. And you got to get this little piece of broken dock with the chain to be able to get your height enough to be able to get to the second swing portion. You'll see right here. You have to get on top of that to get to the little swinging point at the top, just like that. And then it's just pretty much swinging until you don't do that. But yeah, that was a mistake. But you got to swing to the next one and then to the next one. And there's actually a button at the very end. You'll see, I didn't edit it out because I wanted you to see what you had to do. I didn't get it because I didn't want to have to jump down and get the button and then do all this over again. You see it right there, and I actually try to let out as much yarn as I can, but the problem is you run into the top of the deck boards whenever you're trying to get to that little button. So what you have to do is you're going to have to like shoot yourself over there to get it, and then grab a hold of the mid piece there, but I didn't want to do all that. But I sure did try to let out as much yarn as I could to see if I couldn't swing and get it, and it's pretty much impossible. So I gave up and went back to just trying to get through the game. Yeah, you'll see me right there trying to swing and get it, but I kept hitting the top deck board. So I just gave up. But I do like how they did this old rotten deck, or pier, I guess it would be. How the boards are all, not flat, and it gives a different little design to the level. I'll enjoy that. Then you have a little bay out there. It's some nice scenery. And here's your next spool point. And remember, you can climb up anything that's glowing like that. And I tried to attack the bird. Didn't work. But these little clams, I didn't know it then at the time. I just grabbed it to grab it because I figured I need it. But these little clams is what you feed the crabs with. And you'll see right here, I pushed it. I didn't even know none of this. It just so happened to work out that way. But you got to jump on top of them to get across. I'm guessing if you didn't grab the clam, he'd probably kill you. Well, here's a nice little view. And this right here, I didn't realize it whenever I was doing it. I was just seeing it, thought I had to swing across, but it pulled down. But you have to actually build a little trampoline bridge to get the clam that's in the water down there back over here to the crab so he could eat it and take it off so you could get the next spool point. And I kind of figured it out right here, but make sure you pull the clam through before you build just like that, because you won't be able to pull it through. You have to pull the clam and then build your little bridge across. And then whenever you give it to the crab, he thanks you kindly and goes on about his business. I wish you could attack him. That would be sweet. Pull out a yarn machine gun and just shoot him. And then it's off to the next location. Yep, missed right there. Trying to do it too fast. I wonder where this game takes place at. We're part of the, I'm guessing it's United States. It might be out of the country. But I am in the United States, so that's the first thing I associate it with. It's United States. And this was a little difficult right here because the tide comes in and you have to do all these actions real quick. It took me a few tries. Looks like I got it the first time because of the little bit of editing that I did. But you got to throw this fender in the water, then carry it all the way over here underneath this thing. I don't know what that is. But it lifts it up with the fender. And you keep pushing the fender because the boat fender, it has an important part to the rest of this. But you got to build you a little bridge here. A little trampoline bridge. And you'll see why right now, because you have to carry the boat fender to the other side. And it just so happened it worked out where it put it up there for me. Couldn't ask for a better little spot. But yeah, that took me a few tries to get. Probably like 1 or 2 tries. And then this was kind of luck. Surfing. And then being able to hit that. Then you got your yarn point, and then you got this crab right here. And I tried my best to trap this crab without, because I wasn't paying attention to the lever that locks on that spool. Whenever you're cranking that wheel, there's a little lever that locks, and I wasn't paying attention to it. I was paying attention to the crab coming at me. So I get on top of the cage thinking that I could jump on top of the cage and maybe get it to go down. But that surely didn't work. And then I noticed that there's a lever that keeps knocking dust off, and I climb up there and eventually figure out you got to pull the lever to be able to trap the crab. I thought that was pretty neat. But then he takes off. He's probably pretty pissed at this point. Goes straight for the water. Creates you a nice little bridge there. Then you got to grab this boat spike or whatever it's called, the thing they use to come into docks to grab the docks with. And I do live near the beach, so I know a little bit about beach stuff and boats and docks and all that. That's a rope hook he just used to pull himself up with. And I thought this was pretty neat. A little slinging action. Yeah, nothing there. I probably missed so much stuff trying to run through this real quick. And this is the little crab trap here. I did fall in there one time and get stuck. They killed me. Held me up like it was a prize or something. And then you got this little thing. If I was thinking, instead of trying to just rush through this, I probably would have done it a little bit different. You could probably like tie a lasso point onto that that right there instead of doing what I did, and probably just tie it off and wrap it around and be able to do it. But somehow, some way, I wrapped it around twice, pulled it once, jerked it 3 times, and then got it to work. So this took me a minute to figure out. Probably shouldn't have been that hard. See, and then I figured that you got to tie the point to it to get it to go back around and be able to hold it up. So I did one unnecessary loop. Figure I could try to like weasel my way in there, but sure enough you can't. And then you got to walk forward, hold the left trigger to grab your rope to pull it open. And you got to walk further than that. You got to walk almost underneath the piling sticking out there to get enough slack in to be able to do it. But I have to say, this is probably my favorite part coming up right here, and I'll show you why. And it involves the boat that's hanging in the air. You just got a trampoline up here. Push everything to the right side to get the counterweight. And I did find a little hidden button over here. I'll show you where it's at. It's kind of tricky to get to, really, because you actually have to swing in between them two pulleys. It was a little tricky. You got to time it just right to be able to get through there to swing and get through. But the good thing about it is if you get through and miss the point to be able to catch it at, you could just rappel back up because the string hangs on top of it and just jump off the pulleys, which I was able to get it with one little pull through. So, and you'll see, I think I fall, yeah, right here, and then you just rappel right back up, just like that. So it's not like it's a real big deal if you, I mean, it's a big deal if you miss and hit the front side of it, but not the back side. But there's the button, and then this is pretty neat right here. And I thought this was really cool. You got to grab the pull crank and crank up the boat motor, and after you do that, you got to grab the little knob on top and pull the boat motor up to cut the line, and the boat takes off in the water. I thought that was really cool. Then you do a little boat surfing here until you run aground. It happens pretty quick. And this is coming towards the end of the level. There's your little button piece right there. Little fish button. I guess this one means a lot to Yarny because he sits down and pets it. So I thought that was pretty neat. Ties in with the whole sea theme. It's a fish, so it kind of ties right in. The last one was thistle and weeds, and it was a little flower button on there. And so it's going to cut back and get you another achievement. I think I got 40 gamer score points out of a demo. So that was pretty nice. Granted, you got to pay for EA access, so you're kind of paying for the demo. Kind of. But here you go, putting the memories into the photo album. And we're going to take a look at it. And they, of course, they want you to buy it now because the demo's over. So I want to look at the photo album and then we'll get out of here. There's the sea. I accidentally flipped back to thistle and weeds. But there's the kite and the beach. And alright, you guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, favorite, and we will catch you on the next one.